Prosperity, friends. That's where we are. Prosperity. Quite a lot of time has passed since you were last here, because I needed to fix everything. There was a lot to do, and I've done it. So first things first, the church is gone. I removed it. I removed the church from here because it was actually serving little to no purpose at all, and I noticed that even when it was complete, it still wasn't serving anyone. So I don't know if that's like an early access bug or something like that, or if I just hosed it in some other fashion. Both are certainly realistic. And now we have two churches. We've got one over here at Centre Parks. As you can see, we've got 13 people currently living in that one. And then we've got a second one over here on this second island. And what you're going to spot immediately is quite a few of the houses have upgraded. And that's because I've ticked all the boxes necessary to get these chaps to upgrade. And it looked nice. And this, look at the scenicness of it all. The second thing that I worked on was focusing development in one area at a time. So I'd high profile one building in order to get it complete and then move on to the next one. Anything else that I did that was particularly marvellous? We had another bridge, got the bridge over to another bit of island here, and I've got another piece of bridge that is currently under construction, but it's going to take a while, and until the foundations turn up we can't even interrogate it, so I can't show you anything at all. But yes, connecting up the remaining islands is the plan. I want to get my farming off the central reserve and move it outwards. The bigger problem, however, is in terms of warehousing and what to do with it. In order to dig my way out of the hole that I was dwelling in, I spent some time watching individual tradespersons and what they actually did, in order to figure out actually where's the hole in my logistics here. Because I had plenty of food in and about town, but it didn't seem to be resonating out to the markets. Now, as we look at the market here, you'll see we've got everything is in stock right now. The lot. It's all in stock, and that's marvellous. The assumption that I had been making, incorrectly, was that you needed the chap or chapess to be lurking behind their market stall in order for it to be operational. That's not true. The market vendors don't need to be there in the slightest. Their entire responsibility is going off and restocking the market. Oh, he said out loud to himself. Now, market vendors will go to individual suppliers to pick up their goodies, but they prefer, well, they don't prefer, they'll go to wherever is the most logical, and they will go to a warehouse in order to pick stuff up. Brilliant. Now then, the chaps that work in the warehouse themselves, the transporters, their job is to go get the stuff that lives in the slots. Now, you might say, well, that kind of stands to reason. You go, yes, but if you've got all 4 slots occupied with different things, then you need to make sure that whatever it is they're going to go and fetch is relatively close. So in terms of berries, for example, well, you got some berries happening here. Yes, that's not too bad. Fish, nice and close. Oh, I wonder if that's why we've got a goodly amount of fish in stock. Trick question. There it is. That's exactly the reason. Logs, again, we've got plenty in stock because the lumber camp is right here. Shirts, less in stock at the moment, and that's because I insist on selling them to overseas personages. And these days, I would actually benefit. I haven't got any shirts in stock now, so we won't sell any at the moment. But yeah, it was well worth the time actually tracking those individual workers and figuring out what it was that they were doing, because now I know how I need to make rearrangements. So fundamentally, you want to have a market within kind of scampering distance of the warehouse that actually stocks it, or a couple of warehouses that stock it, because otherwise they're going to use all of their working day meandering around and not in fact working. If they only get one package over the course of the day, you're not gonna stay stocked up for very long now, are you? No, you're not. There we go, a spoiler. So instead, we're going to focus on putting warehouses near where they need to be, and more importantly than that, putting the resources that end up in that warehouse being mined or produced near where they need to be. And I've already made a start on that. So you'll see that we've got, I mean, look, they're hitting each other with hammers here at the moment. So this is the stonecutter camp. And actually, this probably isn't where I want it. Certainly not if I'm going to stick with my existing stone... That's quite loud, isn't it? Stick with my existing stonecutter manufactorium down here, where these guys are doing all of the stone polishing. You see, nothing in stock. This one, not a lot in stock. And then this one, somewhat in stock. So the idea that I've got is that here in the central reservation, we shall stick the major warehousing for construction materials. Given that everything is going to be constructed away from here, it's a sensible place to store it because then it can be readily distributed. It is not, however, a good place to put manufactured goods. It is not a good place to put food and the kind of indispensable bits and pieces that one might need to create a flourishing civilization, because it means your traders have got to go too far. So yeah, this kind of ringed approach that I've got in my head at the moment, I think is actually going to work out quite nicely. Anyway, I've got a ton of cash in the bank at the moment. I've also just had some more civilians show up. Let's have a look how many we've got. We've got, what's that, 6 unemployed. Good. They're not going to be unemployed for long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not 6, 5. I only want 5. And that way we can fulfill the demands of royalty when they turn up and go, "Oi, Gov, send us a soldier or 6." And I'll go, "How about 5?" And they'll go, "That sounds good." So there we go. We've got 1 soldier assigned to the manor, and I have appointed George as the bailiff, which means that my market revenues are increased by 10%. This on itself, at the worst, I was about 12,000 in debt, and once I fixed a couple of bits up, the turnaround, I mean, it wasn't just dramatic. I mean, it was fast. It was a quick turnaround back into profitability. So I'm jolly pleased with that, and I don't know if you spotted that or not. Right, I need another forester out here. The idea that I've got is that I'm going to move all of my lumber camps out here, and this is just going to be lumber central, and then we'll only store logs in the warehouse here. That's a house, all right. In the warehouse here, well done. So this is going to be pretty much logs only. And next door to that, I'll have one that stocks food to keep the market in this area, because there's a market in this area. You can't see it because I haven't tented them. But here you go, look. See? Markets. Hooray. So to make sure that they're all properly stocked up, I'm not entirely sure on the arrangement of this, you know. It made sense earlier. It makes less sense now. Shall I worry about that later? I think that might be for the best. Anyway, how about I actually do something rather than just, you know, pontificating and giving you a tour of the joint. So I think one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to move bread production off this island. Or should we do... Sheep production would appear to be the quicker angle of attack. And I just need somewhere to put it. So, yeah, where exactly do you want that to live? Now, as mentioned before, I'm going to put all of my production on this immediate area around the outside of it. That way, people can get to work without having to go too far. The other thing I noticed, of course, is that people just live wherever. They don't try and live anywhere near their job in the slightest. That's unhelpful. But at the same time, can't really be helped. Right, let's change that up. Because we've got so many fish nearby, let's stock in fish in there as well. And that way, when the market trader comes, I can go and pick up a nice big slippery bundle of fish and take it back to the market. Now then, let's buy a new territory or 2. Now, the only problem with territories is they add to the amount you have to pay out. I mean, ideally, I want 3 here. Oh, hold on, the envoy's turned up. And since I've just... hello! Oi! Hello! Alright, what do you want? You're going to give me some fruit juice and some points and a grand. I don't need a grand. No, they can both stay here for the moment. I'm not opposed to the idea. No, go on, clear off. But I'm only going to do it when I can properly benefit from the resources you're bringing in. That doesn't seem irrational, does it? There we go. Let's have a quick look. Village consumption, 1,300 quid coming in. Trade income of 169. Now with that, we can drop that to almost 0, to be honest. Total income, marvelous, of 2,600 versus 1,100. We can up the tempo. All right. Okay. I can go for 3. Really? Is that what you're going to do? Yeah, I'm going to turn this into like a sheep farm overload. All right. You sure you don't want to do more than one area? All right. Okay. I'll tell you what. We'll buy this one. Yes. Right. That's that bought, and then we'll also have that one. Yeah, and that one. And let's go overboard. Let's have that one as well. There we are. Right. See how quickly I paid for that? I just bought 4, and I had the cash before I ever need to buy it. We're in the good times at the moment. They're not going to last. The good times will quickly run out, but in the short term, why not make hay? Now then, we're going to initially we want to clear cut all of this, and then we'll create some elegant looking sheep farming. And then along the dockside here, along Riverside, we'll put our shirt manufacturing and warehouse storage there. We'll then go get rid of the tailor once that's done, get rid of the farm once that's done, and then it's all good. So we need weavers and tailors and all of that kind of business. Right, so first off, lumber camp, because we do want the lumber. Let's... what do you think? Do you want to sit in there? Yes. Where are you going to take the wood afterwards? Oh, ruddy miles away. Well, that's... I mean, okay, but just get it done. Right, we'll bang 2 lumber camps in there. And we will shut down operations on this one, because we've got enough trees going on here now. So we'll bulldoze that. We'll bulldoze this. Thank you. There you go. And those lot will all transfer over. I know, I just wasted 22 logs, but I got 120 some in stock, so you know, that should be all good. And then these lot, they're waiting for builders. All right, well, the builders will turn up. The builders will expedite. Right, and then the builders will turn up. Let's up the tempo so we're not hanging around all day. So the builders will turn up, knock them up. We'll deforest this area, and then we'll turn that into some sheep farming. Possibly a second bridge would be worthwhile here. You can see that this bridge is now starting to take shape, and yeah, I've gone stone. The intention is to replace everything with stone at some point, and move away from this wood-based construction system that we've got going on at the moment, and become a slightly more modern and luxurious economy. Oh, my soldiers are actually getting stuck in. Nice hat. In fact, there's several of you. Blended. Bit of sword, couple of hats. That's it. Woe betide anybody that crosses me. Yeah, see, look, he's going to town there. He's going, come on in, have it, you stuffed monkey. And it just belting them. Anyway, let's slow this down so we can properly appreciate the martial artistry that is going into the action. There, go on. Yeah, just imagine it's foreigners. That's it. Go on. Yeah, you foreigners. How about you? There you go. See, that's the training regime we put them through. There you go. Yeah. A little bit of medieval xenophobia there keeps everybody cheerful. They're all happy because they're afraid of the other. Good, right. There we go. We'll leave them doing their thing. And then I did see a flash up there to say that we didn't have quite enough housing at the moment. So I might zone up a bit more. A residential, yes. Where do you want a resident? I want a resident around here somewhere. Okay. What are you going to do with this lumber camp? I will possibly remove it shortly. I quite like the treesiness that we've got going on here. In fact, I'm not going to wait for shortly. I'm going to get rid of that now. Go on, get shot. There you go. Right, that's the treesiness of that dealt with. Although this bit's going to be quite barren by comparison, but I'm sure they'll be fine. Right, okay, here you go. Yeah, res it. All of this, res it up. Tell you what, let's up the tempo on the marker here, and then that's it. There you go. If you can squeak a house into here, friends, you are entitled to do so. I have labelled it "and free for all," and you may freely for all in there. The last thing to do actually for this bit is to get rid of the forester, who I think is down here somewhere. No, house, not forester. Maybe I moved the forester out already. That's certainly plausible. This house is really in a terrible spot. I mean, you're in the middle of the information superhighway here. Hello, welcome to my house. Don't just walk through my yard. They're going to walk through your yard. I might nuke that and turn this into the forbidden zone, which we could do by going. Nobody will walk on the Lord's land. Well, I'm fine for them walking on the Lord's land. I just don't want them building on the Lord's information superhighway. Alright, there you go. Let's do a bit of that. I don't know if they're going to move out of their own volition. I would doubt it. But you never know. Have we got reforestation going on here? Yeah. Okay. Right. So what we'll do is we'll do that, and we'll get rid of this bit, like that. And then I need to put the forester back in. I'm pretty sure I've got a forester here somewhere. Pretty sure there's a forester in this area somewhere. I don't know what I was thinking there, however. Why have I cleared that spot? I had something in mind, and I don't know what it was. Oh. Yeah, you might well the other way you can see that I've done is I left that as please dig this up, so that I could actually see the market, which made perfect sense to me, and that's worked out lovely. Good. Okay. Right. Now what? I honestly couldn't tell you. We do have some action going on over here. What's occurring? The woodcutters have moved in. Excellent. And this one? 2 out of 3. Well, where's the other one? There were 5 woodcutters. I only made one of them unemployed. Oh, maybe he's gone to find another gig. Let's have a quick look at the job list and see if there's anybody else available at the moment. Anybody? There we go. Woodcutters. Yeah. Sawmills. Yeah. Okay. I've got some civilians that are just knocking around the joint without anything to do at the moment. So we can certainly deploy them. There you go. You have one. What about you? Yeah, and you. I tell you what, we'll just keep going until we're out of jobs. I think we've got 100% employment, apart from soldiers, and I don't really need that many soldiers at the moment anyway. Grand. Okay, now then, let's plan out where this sheep farm is going to exist, and I have every intention of filling the both buildings here full of sheeps, so that sheeps happen. Although maybe putting some weavers' huts in first would be an astute move, and then secondly, maybe putting the warehouses in first would be an astute move. I'm going to keep the warehouses near the bridge so that we've got stuff that's readily able to be redistributed. So if we were to go something along those lines... I'll tell you what else, the ability to customize a warehouse would be super. Oh, I know what I haven't done. Hang on. There you go. I know why these fools aren't working. Do that. There you go. Knock all of this lot down. I want the space. I'm going to fill it full of sheep. All of the sheeps are going to reside in here. So get chopping. Sorry, should have done that first. I forgot that I needed to give you authorization to go mad with your axe. In fact, yeah, bulldoze all of it. Don't need any of this. No, no, we are Brazil, and we want to start growing palm oil. So, get on with it. Yeah, forget the orangutan. We don't need them. Yeah, it's been a long time since Every Which Way But Loose. They've fallen out of favour as far as fashionable primates are concerned. Right, okay, good. So, yeah, we bang in a one of them. Warehouse? Yeah. Bang a one of them in there. And then we'll fill that full of lumber initially. And then later we'll fill that full of sheep parts. Obviously, not the parts that one might consume as part of a balanced diet. Well, you say that. I mean, you don't. You genuinely don't need lamb as part of a balanced diet, but that's your choice. Right. I know where I'm putting my forester. I know where I'm going to put it. Right. I'm going to put my forester over here. Forester camp. Hold on. This is going to be part of the new regime. Pretty much all of the buildings, apart from the mansion and my tower here. Well, it's my mansion and the tower. No, it's my tower. I live in the top with a little flag. I stand at the top there with a megaphone and alternate between calling people to prayer and just yelling at them to get back to work. In fact, it's more of the latter, I'll be honest. We'll get rid of all of this digging business that's going on there. No, we'll throw that out the window. We don't need it. And I want all of the peasants off my land. And I would quite like a very lovely forest. So I'm going to place this somewhere where it looks like it might be part of some overall scheme. Instead of this willy-nilly approach. And what I've done quite a lot of is just plunking stuff in. Actually, this might work quite nicely next to the mansion. Yeah, I've done quite a lot of plunking stuff in where roads have already formed. Yeah, that's a good bit of plunk. It's only good plunk if you don't plan on upgrading your mansion further. There are other facets of this building where I can put in stuff. We'll call this, like, the lodge or something where that kind of behaviour goes. And we don't need them to work particularly fast. They can just, leisurely plunk in a bit of tree action when tree action is required. There you go. Right, that's a scheme. So initially, we want to get all of this bit retreed around the outside here so that we leave a clean path through the middle, and then I'm going to bulldoze this house. There is a chance I bulldoze the house now. Hold on, chance, never mind that. There you go. The house is gone. Yeah, why wait? Make them homeless. They can go and place another one. They'll be fine. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for today. Progress is the name of the game, and that's the game that we are playing. I've been Colonel Failure. Stay tuned to this series. We're going to start getting a little bit more creative with things now. Since we have passed the point of I am unable to survive, now we move to the point of now let's make it look good. So there will be quite a lot of removed things that we built earlier and then rebuild it. But the end result should be something that is aesthetically pleasing. You know what's not aesthetically pleasing is the fact that this bridge goes at this angle, this bridge goes at this angle. But stone bridges cometh, friends, and once they do, we're going to make everything look amazing. And they're going to wall all of this lot in and throw the peasants out while I still stay in my tower and yell at them through a megaphone. I've been Colonel Failure. Thanks for watching today. I'll catch up with you very soon. And cheerio to you. Well, it shouldn't come as any surprise that I've got some amazing plans in place for this series, should it? Really? It really shouldn't. Much like everything else, I'm going to try and follow those through right up to the point that I stop following them through and throw them out the window. But the big thing that's coming is that there is a very strong need to kind of move things around a little bit. The flow of goods right now is solid, but as I expand further, it's not going to cut the mustard. So I'm going to need to start thinking about warehouse to warehouse transit kind of ideas or something along those lines. Anyway, I'll be back with more of this because more of this is what I've got for you.